Hello. Okay, so you're about to go online and file your Social Security disability application. That's great. So you're going to go to ssa.gov and look for the links to get to the filing the actual disability application. One of the first things you're going to want to do, and that's all we're touching on here, is you have to be able to plug in your name. Now, that sounds super easy, right? Well, you know what your name is. Can't tell you how many times the name that the SSA has for you is different than what you call yourself. They could have either your birth name with or without your middle name if you had one. It could be your middle initial. Sometimes it's not on there at all. It might then either match your Social Security, your birth certificate, or it doesn't. Now, later on, you're going to need to probably connect your birth certificate to your SSA name, to your state issued ID, which would be your driver's license or a passport if you don't have it, or a state non-licensed ID, photo ID. So all these things ultimately have to jive. But for the purposes for filing alone, you just have to put in the name that is on your Social Security file with them. Usually that's what's on your Social Security card, unless you somehow change it and don't have your most recent card. So you're going to want to double check that. Look at your card. That's probably going to be what's in there unless you subsequently changed it. How does that happen? Sometimes people get married and decide they're going to change their name with the Social Security Administration, which is fine and dandy. Assuming you also did so with your driver's license or your other state issued ID or passport, which would be more federal. But make sure those match, because if they don't match, and of course, there's a few other identifying pieces of information, including your birth date. All that generally will have to jive before it's going to let you in to create an application in your name. So if you know the right name and you get it in there, and that's going to be most of you. I mean, there's going to be glitches here and there. I go in and I do them for people pretty regularly. And I'd say 1 in 10 times, it's not correct. And then we have to figure out what the real name is as per the SSA. Doesn't mean it's as per your driver's license, but they all have to eventually jive. But for getting your application in, the SSA has to be able to recognize you. So it doesn't really matter what's on your driver's license today when you're trying to get in for your application, but that will matter later when you want to get paid. When you want to get paid, they're going to want to see that you are who you are, and it's all going to have to jive. But for now, you just need to match with the SSA documentation, what your file, what they know you as, matching your social with your birth date and your actual name as per their information. Okay, so after that's what you're gonna have to do to get in and start all the rest of the application, and we'll be going through that little by little. It's a little difficult because you can't actually go through a dry run of the SSD online application because you have to actually be using a legitimate person, and going through that way. And that isn't really doable in this venue unless it was in a 1-page print at a time with redactions, which is a thought. We've kind of thought about doing that, but that's a little time consuming. And I'm usually here for about 4 minutes a day doing this kind of stuff. So, okay, get your proper name as per your SSA. First, usually people just look at their card. If you can go into your SSA account, that's going to also have it. So if you go to ssa.gov/my account, and you can get in there, take a look and see what your name is. If you download your Social Security annual earnings statement, that's going to have your name on it as well as they have it, including whether it's an R for Rose as your middle name, or it actually says Rose. So, and you're also, if you are a male, and you have a junior or a senior or a second, third, fourth, you're going to want to know that if that's in there. Okay. So first things first, get your SSA name down pat. Later on, we can talk about what you might have to change in other agencies to get everything to match up for eventually getting paid by the SSA. But in the meantime, you need to get that application going, or else there's going to be no pay. All right. I hope this helps, and I will chat with you later. Bye, guys.